what the impact is. But first, we would like to give them ability and the capability of introducing themselves and how they represent NAREB and as well as represent themselves in this industry. So whichever one of you ladies would like to introduce themselves first, the floor is yours.
Oh, I'll go first. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm your girl, Cheryl. I am Cheryl Brown Williamson. I am the second vice president for the Inland Empire Association of Realtors, but I'm also the president-elect for a new chapter, which is called Beach City Realtors, and we are out of Orange County. I am also a home stager. I've been staging homes for 11 years, and that's how I actually got into real estate. I transitioned and also got my license. I don't know, what else do you need?
I think that kind of leads into everything else. So I'll let Anna introduce herself as well for those who don't know Anna as well.
All right, awesome. Great job, Cheryl. My name is Anna Tutt, like King Tut, but Queen Tut. I am the president of Consolidated Board of Realtors. We are the local chapter for NAREB, and our NAREB is our national chapter. I have been in the business for 10 years, just celebrated 10 years last month, so kudos to myself. Woo-hoo, I made it. My background, I haven't always been in real estate. I was a housewife, teacher, did taxes, but I just love the passion of helping to build generational wealth and sharing the knowledge and educating all those that I come across. And being a part of NAREB has just opened the doors for me to be able to get out here and to fight more to build generational wealth for our community.
Yes, thank you, ladies. And, just for those who may have seen NAREB but never really knew what it was about, can you give us a brief history on one, why it was established, and two, what is its main purpose to serve in the real estate industry?
Well, NAREB was formed because as Black real estate professionals, we couldn't hold the title as realtor. So that's why when you hear us say realtist, because we could not hold the title as a realtor. So we couldn't practice real estate as a Black real estate agent. So we passed the test, got a license, but we could not hold the designation of realtors. So NAREB seen the need, and that's the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. They were formed in 1947 in Tampa, and we get ready to celebrate our 75th anniversary in August. So if you're anywhere around, definitely. If you're not, you need to come to our national convention and learn more about our national association, and you will learn more about our local association. But it was formed so that, one, we could practice real estate. And I also want to note that it is the oldest minority trade association. So we got to give kudos. NAREB have paved the way in many ways. But the main fight is fighting for democracy in housing, advocating for our racial equality. So this is why NAREB was formed. I'm going to let Cheryl also, I'm not going to take all the thunder. So Cheryl, you can also share anything that I missed, but understand that NAREB was formed so that we can have rights as Blacks, as Black real estate professionals, as Black consumers, as Black homeowners, as Blacks who wanted to be homeowners, because we were discriminated, and having equality is very, very important. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, also we're excited about the conference this year because it is 75 years that we are going back to Tampa, because it did start originally in Tampa, Florida, by the 12 people that originally started NAREB. And we are excited because of the conference this year. And just a little bit more is that we we were the first ones to have a local fair housing legislation in 1962 in New York, and then also in California in 1963. And as Anna mentioned, that we were responsible for the fair housing legislation, which is called Rumford Fair Housing Act. So those are just a few things that NAREB is about, and we're just excited that we get to celebrate the 75 years this year.
Correct. And we are very excited. So,
Yeah,
and understand our local chapters have pushed to get all of these right. So I know Los Angeles Consolidated Board of Realtors was the catalyst of making sure that the Rumford Act was formed. So definitely we are just so excited, and all of our other local chapters in California. So yes, we are very, very excited about being a part of NARAP. It has definitely changed our lives. I know for me, um, being a president, I was avoiding it. I was running from it. They would say, "Come on, be on the board." I said, "No, I'm gonna work behind the scenes. Whatever you need help with, I am going to do it." But when I went to my first conference, it changed my life. And it was the anniversary, the 50th year of the anniversary of the fair housing. And so I seen all the things that NARAB had done, and I was like, wow, you guys with Martin Luther King, you guys formed this because what? You know, it just really opened my mind. And so then now I'm the president. So you see how they done got me. But you know what? I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change this journey. I wouldn't change even being in this position. One of my past presidents shared with me, one of the presidents shared with him that seat is ordained. And so now I look at it. The seat was ordained for me at the time of when and like now that I'm the president. But think about the differences that it allow us to make to get out and to advocate for the community, because a lot of our communities don't know that they have a voice. So now they know that you have a chapter here advocating, but then it allows them to help walk alongside with us to be able to advocate, to make changes. We know that discrimination is still happening today. We look at our numbers for Black home ownership is at 43% nationally, and everybody else has went up in 2021, but the Black home ownership decreased in 2021. So we gotta do some things. We gotta change the narrative. We gotta continue to fight. Um, Go ahead. Sure. I'm sorry. I get excited, y'all. So excuse me.
Well, I know when you have it's your passion. We understand. But no, I'm the same as Anna. I had no intentions of being president elect for anybody. I love what they do. I'm in the background too. I am an accountant. I do all these things, marketing. I do all these things in the background. I never wanted to be up in the front with doing things like that. But for a couple of years now they've been talking to me about Orange County, saying they need representation in Orange County, and there's nothing out there. That actually is how I got to NARAB, was because I'm in Orange County, and I wanted to see more of people that were doing things that I wanted to do and like me, and they weren't in Orange County. So that's how I got out to Inland Empire. But so yeah, so they for these few years, somehow I've gotten to be second vice president, and then now I'm going to be president elect. So everything is together, and it's just flowing, and it's done. So once we get everything established, and we will be out there. I mean, it's already an organization. We're already a nonprofit organization set up, so everything's done. So we just gotta get it out to the world.
Yeah. And just, for those who don't really recognize how big the Rumford Act was, you mentioned briefly, but like you said, Martin Luther King came here. He came to Los Angeles to speak with, the Consolidated Board of Realtors. Can you just highlight that for those who really don't? A lot of people in our industry know about the Fair Housing Act. But that was 1968.
Yes.
So can you both kind of highlight the Rumford Act of 1963 and kind of really help people understand the importance of that?
Okay. Sure. You want to go first this time? Because I went first. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And I want to say, so they came to our midwinter, which is our national. So I want to give a correction there. But Dr. Martin Luther King did come to our consolidated board as well. But the Rumford Act, the Fair Housing Act, in which you hear, and this is Fair Housing Month. April is Fair Housing Month. But it was signed for us to have equality, for us to have the opportunity to be able to not be discriminated according to our race, our creed, nor our color. And not just so this is for everybody,
That's
so that
how
they
I ended
couldn't
up
say just because
in
you're
an empire.
Hispanic or just because you're Asian, just because you're black, that you can't buy this property or that you can't buy in this area. So the fair housing put, and you have it in our forms, in our car forms, you also have the fair housing that you cannot discriminate. So it's to cut down the discrimination. We know we still faced with discrimination, but it was to make sure that we all be treated equally. And that's something that Dr. Martin Luther King preached. He preached, he preached it, he preached it, he walked it, he preached it, he walked it, that we all should be created equally. And that's why we have the fair housing.
And that's why it's still present for today. Because we are still dealing with the fair housing. We're still dealing with all the same things that Martin Luther King referred to back then.
And we can also share, like she said, we're still dealing with it, talking about redlining when you get the appraisal biases, that you can go in one neighborhood and you give a higher value, but when they see that it's a black family's home, they give a lesser value when the market is saying something different. So we're still fighting it, and we're still, that's why we're still advocating. That's why you hear NARAB fighting, you hear our local chapters, Consolidated Board of Realtors, and some of our local chapters, you hear us go to the legislative, and we're fighting because we have to stop the discrimination. This is how we can increase the wealth gap, especially our black American, because we are the lowest.
And you guys, you touched on, how important ARAB is to, the industry is, but how important is it to you personally and to you personally in this industry?
I can say I've actually learned more with NARAB than I have with any other association. I have pretty much gotten most of my training. I've gotten certified with REO. I've gotten all kinds of, they do training, educate, they do all these things along with networking, along with all the things that they offer. I mean, I think I would not be here still a realtor if it was not for NARAB, because I feel that's where I got most of my training.
I agree with Cheryl. They've opened the door. Somebody told me that NARAB will put you in places that you wouldn't normally put yourself. And that is the truth. NARAB will open doors that you cannot open yourself. And that's what NARAB has done for me. It has opened the door where I normally wouldn't open the door. NARAB has also pushed me in areas that I probably wouldn't have went. And the growth, like Cheryl said, NARAB also helped you with your growth. You may be struggling in an area. You've got a family and a support system that is they're going to encourage you. They're going to motivate you. They're going to push you, but they're going to give you the resources so that you can succeed. NARAB educators, like Cheryl says, we have the networking. So not only do I know agents that's in California or Los Angeles, but I know many agents in the state of California I can call on, then other states. So the pool of agents that I can call upon at any given time, maybe it's a referral, maybe it's just some encouragement, or maybe it's a pointer on a transaction. I can pick up the phone. I can pick up the phone and call Cheryl. That right there is like golden, because I'm like, Cheryl, you can feel like an agent on an island by yourself. But with NARAB, you have that support system where you don't feel like that. And anytime that we go to conventions, like say for instance, you end up meeting new people that you may not have met before, and they become a lifelong friend, not just a friend but a family. NARAB also helps us to have a family structure, and that's odd, especially when you're dealing with groups. So I love that about NARAB, but I love the fact that I'm like, sure, I learned a lot about advocating. I learned a lot about some of the initiatives because I didn't know that NARAB was the catalyst of the fair housing and advocating or putting this on the ballot or making the changes. Those things have propelled me to get up and to say more and to push others as well to get up. You guys got to understand about legislation. You got to understand about politics because those things make is a change. Before I wouldn't look at politics. So NARAP has helped me in that area as well. But advocating is second to none. It's like I'm advocating. I don't care. I'm going to get out here and speak because we got to make a change. Like when I heard the stats of home ownership for 2021 and I heard that the black home ownership had went down and we had 43.4 nationally, I was crying. My heart was broken because what went wrong is the question I asked. And I'm going to do in a fire chat, we're going to do a plan of action. How can we change the narrative? At my board, this is something we're going to do. We're going to sit down. And I don't know how we're going to get it done, but we're going to help push the needle up. We got to increase the home ownership. So NARAB has definitely changed my life. It has helped me. It has given me some connection. It has connected me with some people that I wouldn't have normally connected with. But even having lender partners, inspectors, um, everything that we need at our fingertips in the real estate field, we have. And then I love about NARAB is like the pillars. Like we always have different pillars for different administrators. Like now with our president Lydia Pope, in her pillar, one of her pillars is making sure that women invest, women in real estate. I think that that is awesome because as women, you know, we're not on the line of investment. It's only a few, but helping us to better ourselves professionally and helping our community, and even in the government, that's another pillar. So just NARAB has just done so much. I could keep talking and talking and talking, but NARAB has really opened the door. I even was the third VP on the state level. I wouldn't have never done that. I was like, what? Denise pushed me in that. So I'm saying they push you. They see your ability. And like Cheryl said, she wouldn't have been the president, but they see in you what you don't even see in yourself. That's what NARAB does. So they bring out the best in you and help you push, but also take you to the next level. So that's what NARAB does, and does it for the community, and does it for everyone. So yes, that's what NARAB does. I'm sorry, I could keep going.
It's good.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate both of your time, ladies. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this week coming up is a really big week, right? We want to let everyone know what this week coming up is.
Okay, awesome. You talking about Realtors Week?
This week.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think people know about Realtors Week.
See, so Realtors Week. Oh my gosh,
We're so special. We have our own week.
Our own week, so we are just so excited. Not only do we're not just saying it, y'all. Let me just say, we're not just saying it, but Ronald Reagan signed it in the proclamation that we celebrate Realtors Week. It's always the second week in April, but this week we were celebrating the first week because of how Easter falls. But I'm so excited. So it's a week-long event. I know we at the end of the week, but on Sunday, we start off with church. So on Sunday, we started off with church, April 3rd. And then Monday, you have a professional development. We also had a workout nationally. And then Tuesday is our legislative day. So we are having, at Consolidated, we had a round table. Wednesday is when we give back to the community. So at Consolidated, we did a drive-through giveaway. And then Thursday, we talk about the fair housing. So later on today, we also gonna have at 12 noon. If you're not doing anything, we're gonna have a virtual panel for fair housing. We're talking about the fair housing, and then Friday tomorrow we're gonna rest. But Saturday is our community wealth building day, and that's exciting. So this is where we get to the consumers. We're gonna talk about home ownership. We're gonna talk about protecting your assets. Do you have a will and a trust? I was at the church talking on Sunday, and only one person had a trust. So I was like, all of you need to be at this event because we don't understand how important it is to have a trust to protect your assets. I'm going through that now with a client I had to talk to. So make sure that you attend. We're gonna have our youth financial literacy. We'll talk about cryptocurrency. We're gonna have a lender panel talking about all the programs that they offer. We also gonna have an investment program. So, we have a week full of events to highlight. And it's not just about us, but it's about helping our community. And then I forgot on Monday we did a mixer too. So we had a full week, but you still can get involved and make sure you follow all of us. You can go to nareb.com and follow all of our events. That's NAREB.com. That's our national. And you can follow Consolidated. If you're in Los Angeles, it's Consolidated Board of Realtors.com. You can go on our website. And then Cheryl can give you the inland, but you can also go to our state. If you're in California and you're in a different city, you can go to krab.org.com. I think it's
.org.
I think it's .org, but I'm a double .org. Thank you. KRAB, Denise gonna give me krab.org, CAREB.org, and you'll find all the local chapters for California. But if you go to narab.com, you're gonna find all the local chapters for all of the states. But definitely stay plugged in and share. This is important. People don't know about the Real Tis. We got to get the Real Tis word out. We need it out. The world needs to know that we're here and we've been here 75 years. Oh my goodness. I'm like, what? I didn't hear about this until I joined Consolidated. So 75 years that NARAB has been around. 75 years realtors have been here working when it was hard, when they had to face serious discrimination, when people was bombing them and closing the doors in their face. The realtors have been here.
That is true. We are also Inland Empire. You can find us at IEAOR.org and also Beach City Realtors at beachcityrealtors.com. That website's not up, but it goes to our NARAB website until we have ours together.
Perfect. Again, ladies, thank you for your time, and thank you for this. Not you enlighten everyone about, for those who don't know about what the realtors do. Again, happy Realtors Week, and thanks for all you do for our industry. You're both an inspiration, and it's been my pleasure again. Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
Thank you for attending today's event.